The sun was bright, the sea was calm. It was one of those perfect mornings where everything seemed to be in harmony. The sky was a clear blue, and the gentle waves lapped against the shore, creating a soothing melody. Thomas, the fisherman, was ready to go to work. He had been a fisherman for many years, and each day brought a new adventure. Today he felt particularly optimistic as he prepared his boat for the journey ahead. His wife, Mary, went with him. She often accompanied him on his trips, finding joy in the simple pleasures of the sea. Their bond was strengthened by these shared moments, and today was no different. She loved to see the sunrise over the water. The golden hues reflecting off the ocean's surface were a sight to behold, and Mary never tired of it. It was their special time together, a moment of peace before the day's work began.
Be careful! The warning came from a fellow fisherman on the shore, a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the sea.
Be careful! Another voice echoed the sentiment, a chorus of concern from those who knew the dangers that lay ahead.
We'll be home soon, Thomas reassured Mary, confident in their ability to navigate the waters and return safely.
Mary called back, waving. Her smile was bright, full of hope and excitement for the day ahead. Thomas and Mary sailed further and further. The horizon beckoned them, a promise of bountiful catches and new experiences. They reached the deep part of the ocean. The water here was a darker blue, almost mysterious in its depth and vastness. Thomas cast his net and waited. The anticipation was palpable, each moment stretching into eternity as they hoped for a good catch. Suddenly the sky turned dark. The change was abrupt, a stark contrast to the serene morning they had enjoyed. The waves grew tall and angry. The once calm sea was now a tumultuous force, threatening to engulf their small boat. The little boat tossed and turned. Each wave was a challenge, testing their resolve and their skills as sailors. Mary held on tight, her heart pounding. Fear gripped her, but she trusted Thomas to guide them through the storm. A giant wave crashed over the boat. Thomas cried out. The force of the water was overwhelming, and for a moment it seemed like they might not make it. He reached for Mary, but she was gone, swept away by the powerful sea. The realization hit him like a physical blow, and he felt a deep sense of loss and helplessness. The storm calmed as quickly as it arrived. The sea returned to its serene state, but the damage had been done. Thomas searched and searched for Mary. His eyes scanned the horizon, desperate for any sign of her. He called her name until his voice was hoarse. The sound of his own voice echoed back to him, a haunting reminder of his loss. But Mary was lost to the sea. The vast ocean had claimed her, and there was nothing he could do. Thomas went home empty-handed and heartbroken. The journey back was long and filled with sorrow, each wave a reminder of what he had lost. He had to tell Lily and Sam that their mother was gone. The words were the hardest he had ever spoken, and the pain in their eyes mirrored his own. The boat bumped against the shore. Thomas stepped out, his heart heavy with the weight of the news he carried. The sea had been both his livelihood and his greatest fear, and today it had taken something irreplaceable from him. His face was wet with tears, each drop a testament to the pain he felt. The salty breeze did nothing to dry them, only mingling with the tears to remind him of the sea's cruel embrace. Lily and Sam ran to him, their small feet kicking up sand as they hurried to their father. Their innocent faces were filled with hope, unaware of the sorrow that awaited them.
Where's Mama? Sam's voice trembled as he asked, his eyes searching his father's face for answers.
Lily asked, her voice small and filled with a fear she couldn't yet understand. Her tiny hands clutched at her dress, her eyes wide with worry. Sam clung to his father's leg, his eyes wide with worry. He could sense something was wrong, but he didn't know what.
I'm so sorry. The sea, it took Mama away. Thomas's voice broke as he spoke, the words feeling like shards of glass in his throat.
He knelt down, gathering his children in his arms. They sobbed together, their cries blending with the sound of the waves crashing against the shore. The salt from their tears mingled with the salt of the sea air. Days turned into weeks, and the pain remained, a constant reminder of their loss. The house felt empty without Mary's laughter. Her absence was a void that nothing could fill, a silence that echoed through every room. Thomas tried to be strong for his children. He put on a brave face, but inside, he was crumbling. Every day was a struggle to keep going, but he missed Mary terribly. The nights were the hardest when the house was quiet and the memories of her were the loudest. Every night he looked at the sea, hoping to see her face in the waves, to hear her voice in the wind. He whispered her name into the wind, a prayer, a plea, a hope that somehow she could hear him, hoping for a sign, a miracle, something to tell him that she was still with them, watching over them. Lily and Sam felt their mother's absence deeply. They missed her stories, her hugs, her warmth. They missed her warm hugs and bedtime stories. The nights were the hardest for them too, the darkness amplifying their fears. Every night, they whispered goodnight to the sea, their small voices carrying their love and longing across the waves, hoping their mama could hear them. They believed that if they whispered loud enough, she would hear and come back to them. Life felt dark and scary without her. The sea, once a source of joy and adventure, had become a reminder of their loss, a vast, unfeeling expanse that had taken their mother away. One night, Lily sat by the window. She stared at the moonlit waves. She thought she heard her name.
Lily.
A voice whispered. It seemed to come from the sea. Lily ran to the beach. Sam followed, his bare feet slapping against the sand.
Lily, wait!
They reached the water's edge. The waves lapped gently at their feet.
Mama?
A figure rose from the water. It shimmered in the moonlight. It was a mermaid. Her tail was long and silver. Her hair flowed around her like seaweed. But her eyes, Lily knew those eyes.
Mama?
Lily gasped. The mermaid smiled. It was a sad smile, but it was full of love.
It's me. The sea changed me, but my love for you hasn't changed at all.
One night, Mary's voice was serious. Lily and Sam loved hearing about their mother's adventures. Glowing fish, singing coral reefs, and playful dolphins. She told them stories of the wonders she saw beneath the waves. Every night, Mary the mermaid visited her children.
Your father will catch a big fish tomorrow. A fish unlike any other. Promise me you won't eat it.
Lily and Sam were confused.
But Mama, we haven't had fish in weeks. Papa needs to catch fish.
Mary's eyes glistened with tears.
This fish is special. Promise me you won't touch it.
Lily and Sam, sensing the fear in their mother's voice, nodded solemnly.
We promise, Mama.
They hugged their mother goodbye as the first rays of dawn touched the sky. The next day, Thomas went fishing. The sun had barely risen, casting a soft golden hue over the calm waters. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of salt and the promise of a new day. Thomas's heart was heavy, but he was determined. He had to provide for his children, Lily and Sam. He felt Mary's presence with him as if she were guiding his hand. He cast his net with a sense of hope and desperation. The water rippled gently, and for a moment he thought he saw a silhouette, a fleeting image of Mary just beneath the surface. It felt heavy, heavier than ever before. The weight of the net seemed almost unnatural, as if it were pulling him down into the depths. Thomas's muscles strained as he tried to lift it, his mind racing with thoughts of what could be inside. He struggled to pull it in. Every tug felt like a battle against an unseen force. Sweat dripped down his brow, mixing with the salty sea spray. His hands, calloused and worn, gripped the net tightly, refusing to let go. Lily and Sam watched from the shore, their hearts pounding. They had seen their father struggle before, but this was different. There was a tension in the air, a sense of anticipation that made their young hearts race.
What was in that net? The villagers began to gather, their curiosity piqued. Whispers spread like wildfire, each person speculating about the mysterious catch.
Finally, with a mighty heave, Thomas pulled the net onto the sand. He gasped. The sight before him was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The sheer size of the creature was unlike anything he had ever encountered. It was a fish bigger than any he had ever seen. Its body was massive, its scales glistening in the early morning light. The fish seemed almost otherworldly, a creature from the depths of the ocean. Its scales shimmered like pearls in the sunlight. Each scale reflected the light in a dazzling display of colors, creating a mesmerizing effect that left everyone in awe. The villagers gathered around, amazed by the catch. Their eyes widened with wonder and disbelief. They had never seen such a magnificent creature, and their excitement was palpable.
Thomas, you'll be rich! The villagers cheered, their voices filled with joy and admiration. They congratulated Thomas, patting him on the back and praising his incredible catch. This fish will feed the village for weeks! The excitement grew as they realized the bounty before them. Plans were quickly made to prepare the fish, ensuring that everyone in the village would benefit from the extraordinary catch.
Thomas was happy. For the first time in a long while, he felt a sense of relief. The burden of providing for his children seemed lighter, and he allowed himself a moment of contentment. He had been struggling to provide for his children since Mary's disappearance. The weight of his loss had been a constant shadow, but today he felt a glimmer of hope. This fish meant they could eat, they could survive. The thought of his children going to bed with full stomachs brought a smile to his face. It was a small victory, but a significant one. But as he looked at the magnificent creature, a chill ran down his spine. There was something unsettling about the fish, something that he couldn't quite put his finger on. He couldn't explain it, but he felt uneasy. The joy of the moment was tinged with a sense of foreboding, a feeling that this catch, this gift from the sea, came with a price. That night, Thomas cooked the giant fish. The aroma filled the house. Sam's stomach grumbled. It had been so long since they had eaten well. Lily, however, remembered her promise to her mother.
Papa, maybe we shouldn't eat the fish. Maybe we should sell it. We could buy so much food with the money.
Thomas frowned.
But Lily, this fish is a gift. It will feed us for weeks. We don't need money, we need food.
Lily looked at Sam. He avoided her eyes. He wanted to eat the fish, but he remembered his mother's words too.
Papa, what if we just had a little bit tonight, and we sell the rest tomorrow?
Thomas could see his children were hiding something, but he didn't understand. He decided to let it go.
All right, we'll have a little tonight.
As Thomas went to dish up the fish, Lily ran out of the house. She dashed towards the sea.
Mama, we need you.
Sam followed his sister. They shouted and waited. The moon shone brightly on the water, but their mom didn't come. Little did they know she was the big fish, swimming silently beneath the waves, watching over them. The children gazed out the window, longing for their mother. Thomas was just sitting down to eat. He looked at the piece of fish on his plate. He felt a strange sadness wash over him. He thought of Mary. The window was empty, just like his heart. Tears streamed down his face.
Thomas.
The sound carried on the wind a soft, sorrowful sigh. Thomas, as if in a trance, looked towards the sea. He saw the moonlight shimmering on the waves. He saw the outline of a figure that made his heart ache with both love and loss. His eyes met the eyes of the big fish, and in that instant, he knew. He knew why Mary had become the big fish. She had become a mermaid when she was lost in the ocean. She was told never to return to the mainland, but she disregarded that order multiple times. The mermen had warned her she would be changed into a big fish. That is why she was warning the kids. Narrator, do you like this story? Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more.